Hi guys, it's Jackie, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite movies. It's an indie movie called The Pact by IFC Films. This is one of my new favorite horror movies. This was in one of my DVD physical media hauls. I've already watched it like 3 times already. Not gonna lie. It has so many things that I love about movies and horror movies. It has a woman lead, it's all filmed in mostly one location, and it is an emotional character portrait. We have a lot of character work. We get very deep in her emotions and we resolve some of them. And there is good horror. This is a good horror movie. Not only do we get everything else, we get good horror. It is a bit of a mystery. It holds on to its secrets until later in the movie, closer to the end, as a good movie will. It is so worth it. The whole time that you're wondering what's going on and what it's going to be, it's so worth it. The ending is so crazy. In the meantime, while you get to this twist ending, it really holds your attention the whole time. 2 sisters, Annie and Nicole, return to their childhood home after the passing of their mother. Nicole has already arrived at the place, and Annie does not want to come. She doesn't want anything to do with their mother. She was abusive. She was very bad to them. Nicole is trying to play responsible and take care of everything. The funeral, her house, her belongings. Annie doesn't want anything to do with it, and she lets Nicole know that. Turns out that Annie was going to come down anyway after their argument to help her deal with everything, so she doesn't have to do it on her own, even though Annie detests her mother and anything to do with her. And upon her arrival to the home, Nicole is missing and gone. This is where the mystery begins. Staying at the house, being drawn into its secrets. Nicole has actually had a problem with substances in the past, so when Annie shows up and Nicole is not there, that is what she assumes has happened to her sister, that she has disappeared and gotten caught up in herself. She's not too worried about that. She knows that eventually she will show up again. And in the meantime, she's going to stay in the house and handle everything until she shows back up. So one thing this movie does is it plays with dual storylines. Everything in this story comes in twos. 2 sisters, 2 things going on in the house. Annie has heterochromia, the thing where you have 2 different eye colors that shows up during certain instances. And I think this is so interesting because it references the duality, how everything in this movie comes in twos. The amount of things that it references is crazy. And the way that this theme of duality ties in at the end is so very interesting. It references so many different elements, past and the present, hope and cynicism, that there's literally more than meets the eye when it comes to the house. And life. The life that she thought she had growing up, the life that she now realizes she actually had growing up. Everything is so different upon what she discovers and what it means. Conflicting feelings about her past, but also new hope for the future and seeing a way forward emotionally and actually with your eyes. Also references her desire to run away from her problems and face them head on and resolve them. She says this herself in the movie. She says that everyone in her family has a tendency to run away when things get hard. She says this is what Nicole did. The funeral was too much, so she took off and did her own thing. And he is also bitterly saying this because she sees it in herself. She wants to run away from everything. She doesn't want to deal with this whole thing around her mother's funeral. It's her desire to run away from scary things and the things she doesn't want to resolve, but also stay firm and stay put and see the way forward. And I love the way that this is shown literally with 2 different eye colors. The amount of things you can get out of that is just so interesting. So, like I said, the movie is very, very good about keeping you in the dark until the reveal. It slowly reveals information. It is good about not letting you know too soon what is going on and what it means. And even when it tells you what is going on, it has more up its sleeve. When you watch the movie again, everything that happens makes so much more sense. And the way that it is so detail-oriented means that you can watch this movie so many times and still get something from it every time. I get something new from it every time. I notice some new detail or some new feeling being expressed. This movie is actually set at Christmas, so not to sound cheesy, but it actually keeps giving every time. That is cheesy. Every time you watch it, it is an even better experience, and it just gets better and better. You feel like you are immersed in the mystery more every time. It's so exciting every time. It doesn't get boring. And you're really invested in Annie's character, where she is going while she is solving this mystery. Where is she going emotionally? I love that it is set during Christmas because it's kind of mundane. This movie is very grayscale, the occasional sepia tones, and the Christmas ornaments are very like old-fashioned. There's trees everywhere, but it still seems dull. It really adds to the vibe of the movie because even though Christmas is supposed to be a bright and cheery time, it just feels dull and dreary, and it feels mundane. It feels like a mundane detail of life that doesn't really mean anything to Annie, but it makes it more grounded at the same time. It gives you a sense of reality and real life in this movie. I love it so much, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm adding this to my Christmas rotation. This is going to be on my Christmas watch list this year, even though I just watched it again. Another reason I really enjoy this movie is it gives sharp objects feel. If you have seen the TV show of Sharp Objects, you will know that the vibe is immaculate. Incredible. A troubled woman returns to her childhood home. She struggles, she has issues, she must face and resolve her issues involved with her past life and her mother, then and now. She has a lot to deal with. Everything is dark and dreary mood-wise, but everything is bright, so bright, set during the daytime. Makes every day seem mundane with a touch of misery, which sounds really bad, but such an immaculate vibe, and I feel that the Pact captures that as well in a really enjoyable way. It pulls you in. It feels real. You feel for these women. Also, the psychic medium character, Stevie, is one of the most interesting psychic characters I have seen in a movie or a horror movie. She's just so unique. Such a good touch to the movie. Such a distinct aura. She's so lithe and graceful, but at the same time looks like she just stepped out of her grave. But she also looks ethereal and graceful, and she's a very gentle, loving person. I love it. When she talks with Annie and helps Annie, she is so kind and willing to help. Use her energies to help her. Not only that, but her emotional energy. And I am going to say this without spoiling it. There's a part in this movie that scared me so much the first time I watched it, and I mean so much. You will know the moment when you watch it. It was a very simple moment. Hardly anything to it, but it was so effective. I was so scared. I have not been so scared in a horror movie in a long time. Genuinely scared. Like, kudos to this movie and that moment, honestly, because it achieved what a lot of horror movies have not been able to for me. The horror in this movie is very simple, but that's what makes it so scary. It's very grounded in real life, and it is terrifying. It is so tense. There's a sense of dread. It pulls it off so well. It's such a unique feeling of horror. And the pacing, as things get more and more tense and things become revealed bit by bit. This movie is honestly the definition of an indie gem. Highly underrated. I had never heard of it before until I found it at the secondhand bookstore. I have never met anyone that's seen it or known what I was talking about. But it's incredible. Every horror fan should watch it. I've never seen a movie like it. I've seen so many horror movies and I've never seen one quite like this, and I think that's why I love it so much. Not only is it so unique in its horror, but in the lives and characters it creates. And the twist is so good. Once you get to the end of the movie and you find out the twist, it kind of takes you out at the ankles. It is a very scary concept, and once you realize what is going on, the fear that washes over you that has been hanging there the entire movie, it is so much scarier than what you think is going on. And I did not expect the ending. I didn't expect it at all, despite the many, many hints they dropped. I didn't expect it. It got me. And not to spoil anything, but it does have a happy ending, and I love a movie with a happy ending, and I especially love a horror movie with a happy ending, because normally these girlies are going through it in horror movies, okay? And they need to be happy. And I think at the end, her heterochromia eyes represent something a little different than what they represented earlier. They represent the life that she's leaving behind and the life that she is seeking going forward. Admittedly, I don't know what the clip at the end of the movie means. I don't know what that's showing or what it means. Maybe they explore it in the second movie. I really don't know. If I haven't given you enough reasons to watch it because it is unique. It is a very real piece of life and the horror feels very real. Go watch it and enjoy it, or save it for Christmas if you are the kind of person like me that can watch horror at Christmas. This focuses on what really matters, has the ability to focus on what really matters, and the result is really something beautiful. So I hope that you will watch it and enjoy it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you next time. Bye!